Let's be real for a minute. When it comes to securing your property, things are more complicated than ever. You can't just put a guard at the gate and call it a day, right? You need a real strategy. So today, we're going to break down what a top-tier security plan looks like by taking a deep dive into one of the biggest names in the game, Citywide Protection Services.
You know, the first step in any solid security plan is just being seen. A professional patrol vehicle like this one, well, it's more than just a car. It's a statement. It tells everyone that your property is being watched over, that it's protected, and that sets the tone from the moment someone arrives.
But that leads to the big question, doesn't it? If you're the one in charge, the property manager, the business owner, are you really sleeping well at night, or are you constantly thinking about theft, liability, or the safety of your people? Is that peace of mind you have, is it actually secure?
Because, let's face it, the challenges you're up against today are relentless. It's not just one thing, it's a whole mix of risks that are always changing and always seem to be there.
I mean, we're talking about all the stuff that keeps you up at night. Vandalism that costs a fortune to fix, cars getting broken into in your lot, people hanging around who shouldn't be. These are way more than just little annoyances. They hit your wallet, your reputation, and most importantly, they affect the people who count on you to keep them safe.
So with all that on your plate, you obviously need more than just a guy in a uniform. You need a partner who knows what they're doing, who has the experience. And that is exactly where Citywide Protection Services, or CWPS, steps in.
And they've got the track record to prove it. They started back in 2012 with a mission to just do security better. And look at these numbers. They've logged over 3.5 million report entries. They've handled over 100,000 calls for service. This isn't some fly-by-night operation. This is a serious, data-driven organization that's now a major player in both California and Arizona.
And that experience comes with some serious hardware. When you have a modern fleet like this, with hybrid police responders ready to go, it means you're prepared for anything. It means a faster, more effective response that can stop a problem in its tracks.
Now here's the thing about security. One size definitely does not fit all. So let's look at how CWPS tailors their approach to offer a whole spectrum of protection for all kinds of different properties.
First up, let's talk about their bread and butter, their on-site and patrol services. This is all about having the right people in the right place at the right time.
And they've got an option for pretty much every situation you can imagine. Need maximum deterrence? You've got armed officers. Need a strong visual presence without the high cost? Unarmed officers are perfect. They've even got this really smart program called Guard Share, where a few properties can basically chip in together for a dedicated patrol. It's a game changer for getting top-notch security without the top-tier price tag.
But boots on the ground is only half the battle. Real, modern security layers in technology and some highly specialized skills to create a defense that's truly tough to beat.
And this is where CWPS really pulls ahead of the pack. They're not just watching your property. They're installing the cameras and access control systems too. They have K9 units for detection. They even handle private investigations and after-hours call services. They're basically your one-stop shop for everything security-related.
Okay, so any company can throw a long list of services at you, that's the easy part. But do they actually deliver? Let's get into the hard data, the real proof of what CWPS brings to the table.
Over 100,000 calls for service. I want you to just think about that number for a second. That's an incredible amount of real-world experience, handling every single thing you can imagine, from a simple noise complaint to a full-blown emergency.
But this one's different. 45 times since 2020, a CWPS officer was directly involved in saving someone's life, verifiably. That goes so far beyond just protecting buildings. That's about protecting human beings. That's impact.
And 3.5 million report entries. You know what that number screams? Accountability. Every single action, every patrol, every incident is documented. It gives you, the client, a completely transparent look at what you're paying for.
And check this out, a perfect real-world example. You've got a property with a chronic vehicle break-in problem. CWPS comes in, sets up consistent, highly visible patrols. And the result? A 100% reduction in break-ins in just 90 days. Not fewer break-ins, zero. They didn't just manage the problem, they solved it.
So when you put all of this together, you realize you're not just looking at a security company. You're looking at a complete, all-in-one solution for managing your property. And it's all built on a foundation of absolute excellence.
And that foundation, it's their people. Because you can have the best tech in the world, but if your officers aren't top-notch, it doesn't matter. That's why they created their own in-house training center, the CWPS Academy.
And we're not talking about just checking off the state requirements here.
Their training goes way beyond the basics. We're talking specialized certifications in firearms, tasers, even tactical first aid. They're constantly training and improving, which means the officers protecting your property are some of the most skilled and professional you can find.
Now, think about your to-do list as a property manager. What are two of the biggest headaches? Keeping the place secure and keeping the place clean. What if you could tackle both with the same trusted partner?
Well, you can. CWPS has actually partnered up with citywide cleaning services. This is brilliant. It means you can get a single, comprehensive plan for both your security and your janitorial needs. Imagine streamlining all of that. One partner, one phone call, two massive jobs taken care of. Plus, you can even get combined deals for maximum value.
So in the end, it all boils down to these three things: professionalism that you can see with your own eyes, accountability that you can measure in the data, and the genuine peace of mind that comes from knowing your property is in the hands of absolute experts.
So, if you're ready to stop just worrying about your security and you're ready to actually solve it, the next step is super easy. Just reach out to CWPS for a free consultation. It's a simple conversation that could completely transform how you manage and protect your property.